craft room. Hello, so today we're going to be doing an updated tour of my home office slash art studio slash craft room slash Etsy shop room, all of that. So I did one last year, but I have completely reorganized and decluttered since then, so a lot has changed. So I thought I would give you an updated version. So to kind of break things down for you, my craft room is split up into 4 sections. So the first section is all of my shipping and storage stuff of all of my finished products and whatnot. The next section is all of my Patreon and snail mail stuff, as well as sewing and my Cricut stuff. The third section is where I do my resin and I store my fabric and stuff. The last section is where I do all of my creating, so creating for my Etsy shop. I create journaling videos there, all of my craft supplies are stored there, all of that stuff. So now that you have like a kind of overview of the craft room, let's get into the nitty gritty of it all. Okay, so we are now in the first section, which is where I do all of my shipping and I store some of my finished products and stuff here as well. Just to give y'all a little overview, on the wall here, I have this little container that I thrifted, and we keep a majority of our thread in here. And in these jars here, I just have some extra trim and things like that, some extra buttons. Up here I have a bunch of little trinkets and whatnot, but I also have some like extra buttons and things. But to be honest, these shelves right here are pretty much just for looks. I don't really use these ones up here that much. And over here in these little baskets, I just keep a bunch of extra trims and ribbon. These trims and ribbons are ones that we have like quite a bit of. I have more trim and ribbon elsewhere, which you will see later. So now let's talk about what is underneath my little tabletop. Okay, so on top of my little tabletop, I have this little organizer, and I just keep some extra stickers that I'll include with packages sometimes. And I also have our little Bruised Peach stickers. These have our logo on them. On top here, I have my little Fragile Handle with Care, and some other stickers and the washi tape and things that I like to use to decorate packages when I ship them out. I also keep a little stamp pad and some stamps in case I want to also use those to decorate, or I use them in my thank you notes a lot. And that little green container was from Target from over the summer, and the little tape dispenser on top is from Daiso. Now in this little container here, I think this is from Home Goods or something like that, I just keep extra tools. I have a hammer and our hot glue gun in here. In the second drawer, I have some extra envelopes. In here, I just have some extra like thread and patches and random things like that. This little organizer is filled with pretty much random stuff. It's kind of just like my overflow of things that I didn't know what to do with. Next to that, we have this little cart here. Okay, so this is my little shipping cart. This is just the overflow of shipping stuff that I couldn't fit in that little container that I showed you. I have my packaging tape, lint roller, some extra packaging tape. I usually have peach colored duct tape, but I ran out, so this is my backup. I have these little bags that I use to put our compacts in and stuff, our thank you notes, some business cards, extra washi tape and stuff, and stamps to decorate our packages with. And then I have a bunch of these little shell stickers that I like to include with my packages for my shell products. And then on the second shelf here, I have these boxes that I got from Daiso. And in here, I just keep some extra spools of ribbon, some extra trim. And the very bottom drawer just has a larger version of those containers. And in here, I just keep extra cards, like birthday cards, blank cards, different things like that. So that's kind of like unrelated to the Etsy shop, but that's what I keep in here. Okay, so that's the little cart. Now moving over here. So to the left of the cart, these little white containers are from Target. I think they sell them at Walmart and stuff too. I got a majority of this stuff over the summer at Target whenever they were doing their like back to college stuff, because it's always on sale and always super cheap. So that's what these are from. But this little organizer on top of the drawers is from Daiso, and I just got that. And on here, I just keep a bunch of our sticker sheets that are just ready to go. They already have the packaging on them. Some spare labels and stuff for our stickers at the bottom here too. As our little small business grows, I'm definitely gonna have to find better organization for our sticker sheets, but since we're very small right now, this is what works. But let's talk about what is in the drawers here. So this first drawer just has our recyclable poly mailers. I don't use those that often, but they're good to have for when we're shipping like bows or sweaters and things like that. The second drawer just has some extra little mini bubble wrap mailers, and I also keep a bunch of brown tissue in here. Third drawer just has some larger poly mailers. These are ones that I had left over from my Depop days, and so they're not recyclable, but yeah, I don't use those that often, but they're good to have. And to the left of that, we have another one of these Target containers. On top here, I have a bunch of envelopes. These are all 5x7. Actually, it might be a little bigger. I'm not totally confident, But we have craft and then cream colored ones. These are for my Patreon link below if you want to check it out. And this little basket here just has more baskets and more organization. In this first drawer, I just keep extra like tissue. Anytime me or my family receives a package and there's that type of stuff in it, I always put it in here. I try and keep the Etsy shop as like eco-friendly as I can. So one of the ways that I do that is use recycled packaging. So stuff that came in like my mom's Amazon package, I will throw in here. I also ask my aunts and my nana and stuff to save their boxes and whatnot, and so I get a lot of boxes and stuff from them too. In this second drawer, I have more of these little mailers. These are our smaller ones for our sticker sheets, and then we have more of the larger size over here too. In the bottom drawer, extra like Amazon packages and things like that. Again, we try and use recycled packaging for our shell products and stuff like that. And to the left of that, oh my gosh, I feel like I've said to the left of that like 800 times. But here I just have this basket, and in here I keep all of the things for our Patreon for the month in here. I have some paper on top that I need to cut down to use. This is this month's sticker sheet, and then the first 30 people will get one of these little custom sticker sheets. But anyways, I just keep all of the sticker sheets and scraps and stuff in here. I need to go through and organize this again. This was organized, but I was working on packaging a few orders and stuff, so it got very disorganized. But yes, more Patreon stuff. And then in these little containers, I think these racks are from Daiso also. I just keep these little plastic sleeves for sticker sheets and things. I have a couple different sizes, and then I also have our February scrap packs. And in these little drawers, I just keep extra packaging tape, and the very bottom drawer here just has a bunch of like interfacing and other stuff that we use for our fabric products. And one last time, to the left of that, I have a giant thing of bubble wrap. This is my little backup for when I don't have enough of my recycled bubble wrap and stuff. But in this little cubby here, I have this basket filled with fabric and tablecloths, different things like that. I use these for taking product pictures, so anytime I'm doing listing photos, I just grab this whole little basket here. Okay, so I think that's the whole first little section. So let's move on to the second section, which is across from this section I just showed you. Okay, so next to the desk where I keep all of my sewing stuff, in the corner here I have this little setup, and this holds all of the stuff for Patreon, snail mail stuff. Our Etsy shop sponsors the DFW Junk Journal Club pretty much every month at this point, and so I keep all of the stuff for that in here as well. On the very top, I have a little makeshift shelf. It is just an old canvas that I didn't use. A little cutting mat from Cricut, my grandma's button box, if you know, you know. I have this little wooden sewing container, and let me show you what's inside. We had to move to the other side because the lighting was horrible, but let me show you what's inside. So I thrifted this container. It is a vintage sewing box. I used to use this for my junk journal supplies, but I outgrew it, so now it is used for Patreon stuff. So over here, I just have these extra little like rolls of stickers that I like to include, a bag filled with extra stickers, little library cards. The library cards are actually in this month's scrap pack for Patreon. More stickers, little bows, paper clips, just like a bunch of little things right here. And then on this side, I have a bunch of doilies, more rolls of stickers, extra little Snoopy stickers from Valentine's Day, more just like random ephemera and things like that. Again, more random ephemera and doilies in here. And in this container, I have some vintage bingo cards, little colored notepads. We have some guest checks, things like that. So that container is just pretty much like extra little things that I like to include in scrap packs, snail mail, junk journal club packages, that type of thing. Okay, so again, that container just goes on top here, and I have these little bins in here. I think these bins are from Target too. This first bin just has a bunch of fabric and things from current projects my mom is working on. This bin is heavy, so I'm not gonna pick it up, but this one just has a bunch of extra paper, and I have a bunch of vintage like wrapping paper sheets, music sheets, a ton of stuff like that. All paper products that I like to include in scrap packs are in there. And below that, in this very bottom drawer, I have more paper and wrapping paper, things like that. And in this one, I have extra yarn. And to the right of this whole section, now this is pretty much where my mom works. She's the sewer. I am not a sewer. I need to learn. But this is her sewing machine. And then I got her this little sewing box, and it just has all of her extra supplies and stuff. I also got her this mug. It's this vintage mug that says like love mom, so cute, and that has more just random stuff in it. Also on this table I keep my crickets, and this basket is for my brother's cat. He loves sleeping in baskets and he loves being up here, so this is his. We had to just get him a new one because he outgrew his old one. But yeah, that is this section, so let's move on to what's in front of it. So in front of it I have this little cart from IKEA. I have this little vintage container I thrifted, same with this one. Honestly, both of these are empty. I have room to grow here. I just needed to put something here so it looked better, and that's what this is. And this second container just has a bunch of vintage trims and things. I have another little container here with smaller trim bits. So yeah, extra trim. And the very bottom tier just has this container that I got from Marshall's. I used to use this also for my junk journal supplies, but outgrew this too. But now it's used for sewing stuff. So the top little container just has a bunch of little vintage appliques and different things like that. We have some little doilies and trim, and the section underneath just has more vintage trims and ribbon. Okay, now let's move on to the section where I store my fabric and do my resin project. Okay, so this is the third section of my craft room. I got this dresser for like $6 on an estate sale auction. The drawers are super broken and stuff, but she does the trick. So to the right of the dresser, I have this little organizer here, which you can't see, so let me show you. Okay, so I just have this little drawer situation here. On the side of it, I actually just glued with E6000. I glued one of these little binder clips on there so I could hang my Cricut mats on there. On top of here, I have this basket. This used to be the cat's old basket that he just outgrew. And in here, I just keep some sticker sheets that I need to cut out with my Cricut. In the first drawer here, I just keep extra stickers and washi tape, things like that, that I would include in gifts or giveaways, things like that. The second drawer just has extra Cricut stuff, and the last drawer is just like miscellaneous junk drawer kind of thing. Okay, so on my desk, I just have this little candle warmer my aunt gave me, and I have this box that I thrifted, and in here I just keep a bunch of stuff that I use for my resin. I use resin to top coat all of my shell products. So, and in the corner I have my little ZZ plant and my makeshift resin station. So how I did that was I got a little plant stake here and I just hung up my UV resin lamp on it, and then whenever I have products that I want to top coat, I do this. I move my little thrifted box here. Say this is the thing I was top coating. I put it under the light, turn her on, and boom. So yeah, that's my little makeshift resin station. Let me show you what's in the drawers of the dresser. Okay, so this drawer is just a bunch of like extra random stuff. I have my old journal. I keep all of my receipts and stuff in here for my Etsy. In the second drawer, I have a bunch of extra sketchbooks. I have a bunch of extra little canvases down here, watercolor paper, little artist boards. And the last drawer is just a bunch of fabric that we have a lot of, multiple yards of it. So that's what's in here. And my cat is right underneath. Hi, baby. Okay, moving on to the other side. The rest is fabric that we have like around a yard or two of, maybe less. And it's just organized by colors. So up here, this is all neutrals like whites, creams, browns, black, that kind of thing. The second drawer, warm tone ones like pink, red, yellow, orange, that kind of thing. And the very bottom drawer is just like blue, green, purple, that sort of color. So that is that section. Now let me show you the last section of the craft room. Okay, so across from the dresser, this is my desk and everything. So let me show you. Up here, I have my little mood board. I actually created this on video with you. I think I did a video like 2025 reset for my small business or something, and so I made that. Love it. And below that, I have this little metal drawer here, and this is from my papa. I have another one that you'll see in a second, and I painted that one, but this one I just left plain. In the top section here, I just keep a bunch of extra supplies like my little silicone mats for when I'm painting, extra clay, spray paint, stuff like that I use for my shell products. And in the drawers here, I actually just have all of my shell products in here, like our shell trays, different things like that. And in here, I have a bunch of extra ribbon, as you can see. Not all of my ribbon could fit on here, which is why I have ribbon in like every section of this craft room. So I actually thrifted this little white cart thing. It was like 20 bucks or something, but I think you can get these at Michael's and stuff. But inside I just keep all of my paintbrushes, my Posca paint pens, and in the drawer here I have all of my paint. This is all of my acrylic paint, and I have it in little sections here. In the middle little compartment I have all of my extra like painting tools, like masking tape, varnish, sponges, palettes, that sort of thing. And the very bottom drawer just has some of my oil paints that I just got, and watercolor paints, gouache paints, and my sketchbooks underneath. And to the left of that, on my desk I have this little bow mat which I got from Amazon. I have this little Miffy container I got off this like random website online, and in here I just keep colorful pens and highlighters, some washi tape, some extra little drawing stuff, things like that. I have my Tombow brush pens. These are my little grabby acrylic brush tip pens. These are actually really fun. I got those off TikTok shop. And in this little tin I have some of my drawing pencils and colored pencils. Now up here I got this from Hobby Lobby like years and years and years ago. In this first little drawer I just keep tools and things that I use all the time. I have my little Miffy phone stand. You just push her legs out and then prop your phone up because I'm always watching videos at my desk. I have these jars from Dollar Tree which I keep extra pearls in. This little box right here just has extra like personal stuff that I use a lot, like lip balm, hair tie, that kind of thing. I also have some things that my boyfriend gave me. I always play Birdo because she's a trans icon whenever we play Mario Party together, so he got me this. And then he also works for Beckett, so he got me this little Kuromi card, and I just have more of those Dollar Tree jars with some extra shells. You can see back here next to my desk I have some extra drawers, so let me show you those. Hopefully this is better and you can see, but like I said, this is another one of those drawers from my papa that I painted years ago. But in here I just keep projects that I'm like currently working on, and then in the first drawer I just keep, first drawer just has a bunch of glue. Second drawer I keep all of my pearl stuff in there. Here I just have extra glue sticks and extra like jewelry making supplies. Oh, we have an empty drawer, that's progress, and more jewelry making supplies. This is from my brother's girlfriend. As you can tell, I just accumulate random furniture items from anywhere I can, so this is another one of those. On top I just have this little tray which I keep all of my like current shell work in progress. Like right now I was working on a little shell compact, and I thrifted this little wooden box, and it just has a ton of shells in it, or not shells, a ton of pearls in it. In here I have this little organizer here, and this just has a bunch of extra little tiny rhinestones and tiny shells and other random Swarovski things like that I like to use in our shell products too. This whole white drawer set is basically just filled with seashells. They are of course still organized by category, but basically these are all like the clam seashells. Second drawer just has more uniquely shaped seashells. The third drawer has again more seashells. The next drawer just has all of my like giant seashells. Like I have a big head, that's a big shell. I have some extra oysters, things like that. All of my shells are secondhand, by the way. I have gotten so lucky with thrifting seashells. I find them all the time. So that's where all of these are from, or estate sales and things like that, which is also secondhand. The last drawer just has a bunch of my compacts and brushes that I use for my Etsy shop. Okay, so that is my updated craft room tour. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions of where anything is from or anything like that, leave them below and I will absolutely get back to you. I definitely can declutter some more, but between my mom and I, we have a lot of hobbies, so this is like our little hobby room. So again, if you want to check out our Patreon or Etsy, it is linked below, along with all of my other social medias and stuff like that. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you stayed and subscribed. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. I hope to see you next time. Okay, love you, bye!